Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. I shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where we're relaxing as per usual. Yeah, what else to say? I don't really know what I'm going to say, to be honest. We have a D&D session today. What's going to be in it? I'm not sure. To be honest, I kind of have an idea, but we'll get onto that in a second. Hello everyone, right now in Fawnhallow is 6:19 PM on Wednesday, March 11, 2026. Because in the last session, this campaign, it's the Lally Wonders, they've gotten a big revelation, like a really big revelation. Well, they've only got like the hint of revelation. They don't really know what it means. Obviously, they have their own theories of what it means, but you know, it's sort of like a whoa. What does this mean? And see, it's a thing, because if it was the other group, if it was the other campaign, Friendly Fire, I'd be like, okay, you know what, we're probably going to spend a lot of time discussing this lore bomb. We're going to discuss what it means, we're going to discuss what else it might apply to, then figure out, you know, what we should investigate from here. The problem is, will this campaign discuss that? I don't know. Probably not. I'm going to lean on probably not, or probably not for very long. Which is totally fine, they don't have to or anything, but you know, part of me is like, it's very unpredictable, so I don't even know. And also, they're kind of like not in really a position to do much about it, mind you, nor do they probably even necessarily know what they want to do. it's a very weird mix, you know, where, you know, I would say that maybe some of the people in the campaign might not understand the gravitas of what this means necessarily. The other one will perhaps someone will have their own idea, but then just keep it to themselves, and the other one will just be like, the other two, sorry, may also have ideas but just keep them to themselves. I'm just like, I don't know really what's going to go on. Maybe it's just going to be, you know, business as usual. We'll just continue on with the rest of the pilgrimage, which is fine. And I go, again, nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's very hard to prep for. I suppose is the end. Of course I can prep these random encounters, but at the same time, you know, while we've hit like a nice comfortable place of where I think random encounters are interesting but not like implemented in a particularly boring way, at the same time some other people in the campaign just want fun buttons to push really, rather than big sort of overarching story and lore, which is again totally fine. You can want what you want in D&D, but it does make it difficult, I think, from my perspective, because I'm just like, well, I've only got so many random buttons I can put down while trying to sort of balance and make everything make cohesive sense. So yeah, I don't know what it's going to be. I mean, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe they'll actually sit there and they'll talk about it for literally 3 hours and I won't have to do anything. Which you might be like, is that awful for you? And I'm like, no, that is literally the DM's dream, I think. I'm not sure if every DM would, but I think most DMs would absolutely love it if they just turned up to a session and then like, oh, the characters just roleplay for the entire time, just discussing things, figuring things out. That sounds amazing. For one, it's a pretty easy thing to DM. I don't really have to do anything except for describe incidental things or remind them of things like that. And two, I mean, what else am I building this world for? Anyway. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what else was going to happen. Like, I've got some encounters. I don't have like a mid-level encounter because this is quite like a high, big encounter. I didn't want to also have them lead into another big encounter. So I want, if anything, these small things just to be just like incidental. These things just be kind of like fun, if anything. So this one, if they don't end up discussing anything about it, is going to be pretty like standard as usual, I would say. Yeah, I don't know. What else is going on? Anything else going on with Gacha games? Genshin. I did end up pulling for Flynn's and Barker, mainly because I was like, I wanted to pull Flynn's the first time, but I was like, no, you know what, let's wait, let's see. Because Lorma and Nefe were coming out, who I did want to pull, but now I've pulled them, I'm like, well, now I want Flynn, so might as well. And Barker, turns out Barker's a lot of fun, so, and I actually thoroughly enjoy him as a character from both the event and his story quest. This is pretty fun. He's a really nice story quest, is what I'd say. But I haven't, it's been a while since I played story quest, but I heard it was pretty good, so I tried it, and I was like, yep, you know what, sold me on my character completely. Star Rail, nothing's really happening. I'm slowly making my way through the Arcadia story. But it's a very long one. I think I'm about a third of the way through. So still got that going. ZZZ. I got very lucky on the Aria banner. I sort of just sent it with some of the more currency I had. I've now got M2 my Aria, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's about it. Let's talk about Umi Miss Me. The finals are tomorrow? Today, I think. Regarding the CM10 final. Am I gonna win? Absolutely not. I'm gonna be happy if I manage to cinch second. I actually think there's a decent chance I come third. Because my characters are not that consistent, and if there's any decent front runner in the finals, I might be a little bit screwed. Unless Gold City absolutely pops off, which she does about in like 1 in 10, I think, races, which is not great. Anyway. What are we going to talk about? I don't know. My backlog right now is absolutely insane crazy. Like today's a day I'm not obviously going to do any backlog. I'm not going to increase the backlog any further, but we're all the way through to April with 9 Souls recordings, at least. Mainly because I'm just having a great time playing 9 Souls. Like, genuinely, such a fantastic time. Like, it's probably the most I've ever enjoyed a Metroidvania. Like, Hollow Knight is really, really good, but unfortunately, I love the story in 9 Souls too much, but it does offset it. What else to even talk about? What do I want to talk about? I'm trying to think. What is going on? Martial games, anything happening here? This is what I always turn to when I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I look at something else. Fortnite Saves the World is going free to play on April 16th. I didn't even know it was still ongoing. I didn't know 1, Fortnite Save the World is still going on, 2, you still have to buy it. I thought genuinely it was just regular free to play. Wow. I just read a thing. Apparently if you were a founder of Fortnite, like you bought it during early access, you actually get V-Bucks for the Battle Royale mode. You get about $200 a year in V-Bucks. That's actually crazy. That's crazy generous for, and honestly, deserved. For people who backed something, I suppose, that early on, took a risk. I want to see what's going on. It's like, I think that makes a lot of sense. You should give them a reward for being one of the ones who backed it so early on, you know? Maybe your mileage may vary. What else? I don't know. Maybe I should just pick a random topic. How long has it been? 8 minutes 40, okay. We're not, as long as we're not dallying too much, of course. I don't know, I genuinely can't think of something to talk about. I will talk about digestive biscuits. What about that? This is my now go-to snack when it comes to doing D&D. I think I mentioned this before, where basically just have some digestive biscuits, like just literally the plain regular ones. So I'm not like snacking on them all the time, because they're not like, it's not like a snack where I'm like, oh, I want to keep eating this because it's super delicious. Chocolate ones, yes, maybe. These are like fine, just to like keep my energy going for in the middle of these long D&D sessions. But if you never tried a digestive biscuit, fantastic with tea, you know, dip it into some tea, gets the right amount of like, not for too long, but gets the right amount of like, not sogginess necessarily, but it absorbs enough of the tea and carries along where you eat it. I will say, eating them by themselves, weirdly enough, are actually kind of salty. I've been finding it would like sort of dry out your mouth a bit, which I guess is kind of like what they're designed to do. Well, they're not designed to dry out your mouth, that doesn't really make any sense, but more so that they're probably designed to absorb up liquid, right? Or what do you have in your mouth? Liquid. I don't know why you would say it like that necessarily, but yeah. So what does the rest of this mean? I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know if there is any rest of it. I just like digestive biscuits, and it's interesting. Like, hold on, because digestive biscuits are also like, do they actually help you with digestion, or whatever? Or they just digestive as in digestif? Sweet meal biscuit. Sometimes described as a sweet meal. Wait, a digestive biscuit. Wait, I thought digestive was a name brand this entire time. It's not. It's actually the name of the biscuit. Sweet meal biscuit. You ever find you get these like really weird like names and stuff? Hold on. This is a better conversation topic. You know, like this distinction between like name brand names for things and the like unofficial word for it. And it always just does it ever catch you off surprise? Because it's sort of just like wild to hear about. This is one of them. Except for this is like a reverse one, because I thought digestive biscuits was a name brand, and I was going to be like sweet meal biscuit. It's like the non-corporate name for it, or the non-brand name of it. But it turns out digestive biscuits are actually not at all brand name. That's actually great. This is like the reverse effect. Because the example, which I think people always bring up, or at least I think of, is Velcro. You know, a thing used to fasten things together. Like, Velcro is actually a brand name at the end of the day. The official name for what these things are called is they're called hook and loop fasteners or something like that, which is crazy. But it's actually because, like, it's actually very interesting because Velcro is such common parlance that, like, the Velcro company or whatever are at risk of losing their trademark on their own name, because there's something like that where basically if something becomes such common parlance and you can't use it as a company name anymore because like its dominant use is as a regular common word or something, language evolves and all that, but like it happened to like jacuzzi, right? Jacuzzi is a company that makes hot tubs, but everyone just calls them jacuzzis. Well, not everyone, but most people do or something. I can't remember, hold on, what was it like? Velcro losing name. Is that a thing? Don't say Velcro. Yeah, that's it, Velcro companies. Don't use Velcro. Because it's like a lawyer thing. Lawyer trademark. Why does Velcro try to protect its trademark when it's already been made generic? Because you want people to buy your brand of a product you sell rather than buying a generic version. Oh, I see. So it's to prevent probably other people from saying, oh, this is like, I know, Adidas Velcro or something. It's like all flying discs are frisbees. I don't know frisbees. Oh. That actually makes a lot of sense because now I think about it, frisbee absolutely sounds like a product word. Called flying disc. Frisbee is a registered trademark of a Whammo toy company. Huh. This protection results in organised sports such as ultimate and disc golf having to forego using the word frisbee. Oh. Doesn't matter what brand you purchase, are you going to call it anything other than Velcro? Nope, that's what it's called, it will never change. Band-Aids. Xero? What? Xerox had its own battle with this where they tried to urge people to call it photocopy. This must be an American thing. I've literally never heard anyone called photocopy at Xerox. Jet ski? Dumpster's a brand name? Really? It's a movable waste container. See, it's things like that, you know. I guess it always comes from the motivation in the first place, is that if we don't have a neat little word for it, you know. Dumpster is actually a fantastic one because movable waste container, awful. I mean, like, while it is self-descriptive, it kind of is like too self-descriptive. Dumpster is also quite descriptive in a way. It's where you dump things, right? It sounds like an object because of a stir ending to it. Dumpster, object where you dump things. Like, that's like perfect right there. Like, very much is suffering from your own success of how good some of these naming conventions can even be. Anyway, it's kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of shocked right now that the reverse ended up happening with Digestive Biscuit. I can't believe Digestive is not the brand name. And I know it's like McVitie's is the company, but I thought it was like McVitie's, and this is their line of biscuits called Digestive Biscuits, but it's not. It's just literally called. They are just called Digestive Biscuits. I don't know if I've seen any other company advertise using Digestive Biscuits. Maybe they have some sort of weird trademark on the phrase. I don't know. That's genuinely actually crazy. It's like a reverse trade. It's like an anti-trademark, like a non-existent trademark. Like, it's not a brand. That's wild. Unless it is a brand, and it's maybe it says like 4 lines down, oh, it is because of Digestive, but no, it doesn't look like it. Digestive is derived from a belief around the time the biscuit was introduced that it had antacid properties. Yeah, so it was originally starting about like being able to be digested. I feel like my mind's actually kind of blown by this. I wonder what other things I think are like brand names but then aren't. Genericized is apparently the term for it. A trademark or brand name has become so popular it's commonly used to describe it. Generic trademark. Genericization. Generic fabric hook and loop fastener, see? And Velcro. Like, maybe things wouldn't become genericized if we actually had like a better thing for it. I mean, stun gun and taser is kind of one where I'm like, that one just like kind of feels bad for them, I suppose. Well, as bad as a company I suppose can. Because stun gun's also a pretty good name for it. Just taser just sort of sticks on. Rollerblade. Rollerblade also is like a whoa, that's kind of a crazy one. Onesies? I didn't know onesies were. Well, now I think about it, that makes a lot of sense because onesies does sound like a name, an infant bodysuit. Like, this Aerox thing must be an American one. There's a list of more of them here. Crockpot. I mean, some of these I'm like, I don't even think of as being anything but a brand name. Well, I mean, I guess I think of a product, sure, but like, what's a good example here? Like Cuisine. Like, I don't think Cuisine and think anything except for the company and the machines they make. FedEx as well. Do people use that as a noun? Now, Google's a weird one because it's like, I internalize it as a brand name, but I also do use it as a verb or noun. Like, some of these are straight up not genericized in the slightest. Unless I'm misunderstanding what this means. Oh yeah, but genericization, intellectual property is a very interesting thing. I wonder when it happens. Mindshare. No longer associated with trademark owner. Trademark thus popularized is at risk of being challenged or revoked unless a trademark owner works sufficiently to counter prevent such broad use. But how do you stop it? Like, I know they have that whole campaign of not using the word Velcro, but people still use Velcro. And also, I think not many people have even heard of this campaign in the first place, to be honest. But, you know, it's just, you get the short straw of the actual generic term. It's just too awful to use. If anything, you gotta have a trademark. I mean, you gotta come up with a better generic term. Because if the generic term was, instead of being called fabric hook and loop fasteners, if it was just called hook loops or something, then yeah, that's a pretty good generic term, to be honest. Frozen treat on a stick. I mean, I feel like ice lolly is the generic term on it. Who calls it frozen treat on a stick? Popsicle. I guess this is American, to be fair. Or ice pop or something. I don't know, maybe that also infringes on it. Personal watercraft. I don't know. Anyway. that's neither here nor there. I suppose on that note, we're going to round this episode up here. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.